Hello, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Today we are making a roasted spatchcocked pheasant along with a creamed potato and portobello casserole and sauteed green beans. This will be a kind of a pre-Christmas dinner, but certainly good enough for Christmas dinner. So yeah, let's get to it. So we have our pheasant here. It is a 3¼ pound pheasant. I've rinsed it and made sure that all the little feathers are gone, because the bird is so small they tend to leave some feathers here and there, and I've went ahead and removed the neck from the cavity. So what we're going to do is we are going to actually spatchcock this little guy. And if you don't know what spatchcocking is where I'm going to remove the backbone so that the pheasant lays open, and I'm going to roast it that way. So there's kind of a natural line. You can see it in the back right there, and there is where you're going to take your knife or your kitchen shears and you're going to remove the back. I'm going to try it with a knife. If that doesn't work, then I will switch over to the scissors. So what I'm doing is I'm finding the spot next to the wing. So you've got the wing here, the drum here. I need right in that spot. And what I'm going to do is cut in there. And you can actually hear, yep, there it goes. So if you watch, I'm sawing right down. Make a score line there if you want to. Keep pushing. I'm using a boning knife, a very sharp boning knife. Like I said, if this doesn't work, I'll switch over to my scissors. But so far, we're doing good. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do the same thing. Get in between that bone. Ooh, this one's being tough. There we go. That one went. Come on. Where are we at here? There's that bone. That in here. So you can hear the bone, which I don't want to get into that one. Well, this one's being a little stubborn. Kitchen shears it is. Here we go. So we're going to cut that. Around here. Cut him out. Where are you at? So the back I'm going to put in for stock. There's the wishbone. So when you've got him open like this, you're going to take it over, set it flat, and then you're going to to press down on the breast if you heard it crack. And then there. You have a spatchcock pheasant. What I will do, I'm gonna get my dry rub together, and we're gonna put this, we're gonna rub this down, and then we're gonna get it ready to go into the refrigerator. All right, so for our dry brine, I think we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of kosher salt. Yes, that seems like a lot, but that's the point of the brine, is to get some flavor in there. I'm going to do a tablespoon of pepper. And remember, you're going to rinse the dry brine off. So get that off there, and then we're going to salt the skin. I'm going to do a tablespoon of garlic, granulated garlic, not garlic salt. And that's about a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And then I'm going to do a half teaspoon of sugar. What that's going to do is it's going to help the skin brown. It's going to give it a little bit of a sweeter taste, because pheasant is a game bird. Needs something. It's a rich bird. Alright, so we got that good and mixed. So we've got our spatchcock pheasant. And I'm just going to take some paper towels, pat it dry a little bit. Got some extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to come in there with that. Take our brine. Get it underneath. Give it a little bit of a pat. And then we're going to turn them over. Up a little more extra virgin olive oil. This will help my brine stick. Go ahead and go heavy. Now, since I've been dipping my hand in there and touching the bird, I'm not going to use this rub for anything else. So go ahead and use it, because like I said, you're going to rinse it off. So that's it for the dry brine for now. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator until tomorrow, and we'll rinse him off, dry it off, and then probably let it sit in the fridge. I'll salt the skin a little bit, let it sit in the fridge for an hour, just to kind of dry everything out, and then we'll get to roasting it. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, so it's been 24 hours. I've got my pheasant out of the refrigerator. It's been dry brining since yesterday. You can see it's kind of changed color a little bit, which is the moisture pulled out of the skin. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rinse this off, the dry brine off, pat it dry, and then we're going to re-season it lightly, and we're going to put it on a sheet pan with a rack on it so that it can the skin can dry out a little more, and then we'll be ready to roast it. So here we go. Smells really good. So we got it nice and rinsed off. Pat it dry. Get it as dry as you can. All water left off of it. All right. I think we're good here. So, we're going to do a little olive oil and lightly salt, pepper, and a little poultry seasoning. Clear the deck here. Got our tray with a rack. That way the air can get underneath of it when it sits in the fridge for the next maybe 2 hours, if that. Because I want this to come up to room temp for an hour before I roast it. Now, I'm going to create gently a little bit of a pocket here. There we go. Keep your hands clean. So what I'm going to do is, where I created that pocket in there, take some salt, some pepper. Sprinkle it in there. And then we're gonna lightly season the outside again. Salt, pepper, fresh cracked pepper. Some of that poultry seasoning. With pat. All right, so we will put this back in the refrigerator uncovered for about 2 hours, which will dry the skin out nicely, and then I'll take it out. We'll let it come to room temp for an hour, and then we'll roast it off till about 155 is what you're looking for on pheasant. So stay tuned. So let's go ahead and get our potato and mushroom gratin started. All right, so I have 4 russet potatoes here that I have washed, and we're going to give a peel. And we're just gonna give them a thin slice. You can also use a mandolin for this. I'm just running my knife through, watching my fingers, watching my potatoes roll off the cutting board. Here, little guy. See? Almost got me. Naughty little potatoes jumping off the table. Alright, so in my saucepan I have a cup of half and half and a cup of whole milk, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're actually going to cook the potatoes in that milk and butter mixture. So, oven is preheated. So we've got our tablespoon of butter. We're going to add some kosher salt. And then put our potatoes in. We are going to cover this, and I'm going to turn the heat on to medium-low. And you're going to want to pay attention because you don't want it to boil over. You will lose all your cooking liquid. So medium-low. Once it does get to a simmer, we're going to let it go for about 20 minutes. They should be just firm but tender enough to pierce with a fork. And then what we're going to do is we'll strain the potatoes out and reserve the cream, and we're going to make a little bit of a bechamel sauce. So now we're going to get on to chopping up our mushrooms. Come on over here. Ooh. I've got about 2, 4, 6, 7 baby Bella mushrooms. I've wiped them off with a damp cloth just to wipe the dirt off. You don't want to wash mushrooms. They're already full of water. So you kind of want thick slices, about that thick. I don't want them to completely disappear when they go in the gratin. Stems and all. And then what we're going to do is we will saute these just to get some of the liquid out before we put them in our gratin. So we've got our skillet heating up. You want to set it up to about medium-high. And then to this, I'm going to add 1 stick of butter. Not 1 stick of butter, 1 tablespoon of butter. We've got our potatoes over here coming up to a simmer. Like I said, you want to watch that one. Don't let it boil over because you'll lose all your liquid. ahead and add our mushrooms. No salt, no pepper. We're just really giving these a quick, really quick saute. Just to get them going. Mushrooms actually have a lot of water in them. I'm going to get some of the water out. There's another one diving out of the pool. Turn the heat off. That is about what I want. They're not fully cooked, they're not raw. Just got them started a little bit. And we'll just set these aside until our potatoes are done. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our sauce here. We've got 2 tablespoons of butter. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour, making a basic roux. Put our mushrooms on top of the potatoes. Cook the roux for a couple minutes. Add a cup of milk. Add the cup of cream that came from the cooking liquid. Some salt and pepper. A little bit of oregano. Sharp cheddar cheese. Cook that for a few seconds. And then we're going to pour it over the potatoes. We're going to cook this in 375 for 30 minutes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our pheasant in the oven. It's been coming to room temperature for about an hour. I sliced up some onion and put it in the bottom of the pan. And I'm using my cast iron grill pan. It makes a nice roasting skillet. Put some aromatics in there. Some lemons, and I'm going to put a sprig of rosemary right over top. So this is going to go into a 375 degree oven for about 45 minutes, and then I'll check the temperature on the thigh and the breast, and what I'm looking for is between 150 and 155, and then we can rest it off. So in the oven it goes. All right, then stay tuned as we get the rest of this pre-holiday dinner together. All right, so our pheasant should be done. I'm going to move our potatoes down. See what we're tempted. 160. I'll take it. So what we're going to do is we're going to temp this, let it rest for about 10 minutes, and we're going to get going on the green beans, so stay tuned. So I just took out our potato and mushroom gratin. I added some breadcrumbs to the top there until it browned up a little bit, but that is bubbling and hot, so we're going to get started on the green beans. All right, so we got our skillet heating up here on medium heat. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter and about a tablespoon of olive oil. Go ahead and then add our very cold green beans. salt, fresh cracked pepper, let them saute. We're going to add a little fig infused balsamic. Give it the acid that it needs. And I'm going to pull this off the heat. And we're going to go ahead and carve up that pheasant. So it's almost like carving a chicken. We're going to go ahead and remove the leg and the thigh. And then we're going to remove the wings. Hold still. Looking for the joint. Where are you at? There we go. Well, that didn't take long. Got your wings. And we're going to go ahead, cut right down. Breastbone. We're going to come in here, cut right through there. There you have your breast. right, we got our pieces cut down. Let me show you how I plate it. All right, so let me show you how I'm gonna plate this. Got our leg out thigh. Got our breast meat. Potato, mushroom gratin, and last, come in right over there with our sauteed green beans. So there you have it. Got your non-holiday holiday dinner. Roasted pheasant, potato and mushroom gratin, and sauteed green beans. So enjoy.